Hello, everyone. For this discussion board assignment, I decided to pick the calendar map for my daily routine and specialize this towards a kindergarten class. I've spent a lot of time in a kindergarten class with my observations, and this is what I've set up for our daily math routine. To start, I wanted to set up a pledge. This, of course, is just a mock class. I'm not a teacher yet, but I wanted to set up a pledge that the students will say every time we start our daily math routine. This way, they know what they need to be doing when they're on the rug, and just kind of the yes and no's of what they should be doing. So they would start with, I will whole body listen on the rug. And that means sitting crisscross applesauce, hands are in their lap, they're listening, they're not moving around, jumping up. Next, I will listen to my teacher and peers when they are talking. I will raise my hand if I have something to say. I will do my best no matter what. That last statement is very important because I want them to know that no matter what, if they get the answer right or wrong, just to try their best. Then we would start out with the calendar. There's a multifaceted calendar right here. It has the month, it has today is, and that's when they would write out the date numerically. We're working with patterns, keeping it very simple, with just only three objects for a pattern. Then we have options where we have what was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So this is set up as if we did it yesterday, so you can see what we're doing. So they would write in today, this represents the month, then this up here represents the day, and then the year. So before going into the next day, all of this up here would be clear, so then they know that they're going to be filling it in. This would still be the same. So today is the 17th. So we would be working on the 17th. All of these examples are based on the 16th, just so you can see how it would look completed. So we're working on patterns, just very simple: circle, triangle, square, circle, triangle, square. So it's very visually pleasing for any ELL students or any students with special needs. So it adds a visual aspect to it. Then we take the day, the 16th, and we put it in a T-chart for tens and ones so that they get familiar with decomposing a number and seeing how many tens there are and how many ones there are. So for the 16th, they would know that there's 1 tens and that there are 6 ones. So again, this would be interactive with Google Slides. I've also seen programs on smart boards where they have this. So to start in the beginning of the year, I would facilitate a lot of this. And then as they get into the routine of what we're doing, I would have them physically come up, move the tens bar, move the ones. But again, facilitating a lot of it in the beginning, asking them questions, asking them for the answers, and participating. And then we go into 3 separate routines, different aspects of tally marks. So here we take a tally mark, and the concept of when we get to 5, we put a cross across the 4 so that it represents 5. So this is an element that we would introduce as we tally mark. So now we have 5, 10, 15, and we have 1 alone, so that would mean 16. Then we're introducing a number bond. The larger number, our date, is the 16th. That's the total. How can we break apart 16? For this example, we did 8 and 8. So these 2 parts equal the total. And then to get an idea of 1 less, 1 more, again, we have the number that we're working on, 16. And then what is 1 less? So so we can say this, what day was yesterday? They would remember the 15th. So we would say 15 is 1 less than 16. And then again, we can take it in terms of just counting Numbers. What number comes after 16? 17. So phrasing the question in different ways. What was the day yesterday? Or what is the day tomorrow? Or counting, what comes before 16? 15. What comes after 16? 17. So phrasing questions differently for them to understand the concept that is being taught. And then this is a how many statement. It's a question. So we have hearts here, smiley faces here, and each day they decide what object we're going to put in the box. So there's a lot of hearts, so we like a lot of hearts, and there's smiley faces. So each day they'll pick one of the objects. So today maybe they pick smiley face. So then we would add a smiley face to this box. And then we would say, now how many do we have? So right now we have 12 hearts. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We would write that down here. And we go to our smiley faces and we would count 1, 2, 3, 4. And we would count. And we would put 4 in this box. So this would represent the number of smiley faces. This would represent the number of hearts. And then the question down here, which has more? Okay, so we can visually see here there are more hearts than there are smiley faces. So then we would circle the 12 to show that there are more hearts than smiley faces. We can also say which has less. And in this case, we would circle the 4 since there are 4 smiley faces. Then we would work on building up towards an equation, seeing that here we are again with the hearts and the smiley faces. So we talked about how we had 12 hearts, and then we talked about how we had 4 smiley faces. So how many do we have all together? Okay, so we can phrase that in this question, and then we can ask them to put the numbers into the boxes. And then again, reiterating these symbols, addition here. So we're adding the number of hearts to the number of smiley faces, and it equals the total, the equal sign is 16. So there are a total of 16 hearts and smiley faces. So we get into familiarizing them with writing an equation. 12 plus 4 equals 16. And then down here we can write like a math stem. I have 16 hearts and smiley faces. So again, kind of adding in some vocabulary, adding in building upon these counting and cardinality foundations, as well as working with base 10s and decomposing numbers, and then building equations. So this is what I have for now, and thank you for watching.